Hello, friends. Sorry, I am a few minutes late. I was just finishing up with glitten things, and we had a fun time over there. Was taller than Caleb last week. Caleb was here, taller than most. I'm assuming. Is this Patrick? Is this Patrick? Tall Patrick in the chat already. Oh my gosh! I got these delicious little snack protein balls, but one of the oatmeal pieces went down the wrong pipe. One more time. Omar, we're back. It's like we never left. Caleb, getting shorter every day, huh? Taller. Hey, Allie, how's it going? I forget who asked in the last chat if I like dogs or cats more. Obviously, dogs. Like, where? I don't know where Miko and Saber are, but Sugon, yes. Every now and then, I need. Oh my God, I'm dying. I need a DC. There's sometimes nothing else that scratches the itch the way that a Diet Coke does. So, yes, tonight I am drinking Diet Coke. It's one of those loves that I can't seem to split up with. Mm-mm-mm. I've already had like 3 Fed-Aids today, so I had to switch it up. And I'm all out of polar water. Dogs are the best. I would agree. Oh my God, let me mute my mic so I can do like a real cough. Okay. What did I even title this one today? Oh yeah, 25.3 strategies and dating apps. So my friend wanted me to title this dating do's or don'ts, but that didn't fit into the title. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen. I forget what show we're on here. And we will get into the dating do's and don'ts. But first, let's give people a chance to come on in, get your questions in. Do we want to talk about 25.3? What are your thoughts? How are we going to break it up? Who's going to finish the workout? I am not. Thoughts on WFP doing affiliates? Actually, that's a great question because today or yesterday was actually the first time that I heard about it. And then I saw the article on barbell spin. I would say that this is news to me. I would say, like, I don't mind that they're doing it. The only concern for me, or the biggest concern for me, is if I'm an affiliate owner or if I'm a business owner, at what point am I paying for multiple affiliations? Like, you look at, if you pay for a CrossFit affiliation, that's, $4,000. If you pay for a High Rocks affiliation, I think that's around like $2,000. If you're now paying for the WFP affiliation, that might be, I think I've also seen like $2,000. If you're paying for a tactical games affiliation, you know what I mean? It's just like, how many affiliations are you going to pay for? What makes sense for your business? And at what point are we just like, there's too many options? I would be curious to see exactly what their plan is with that and what they would be offering that is different from a CrossFit affiliation. So I don't really have strong opinions on whether it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. I'm kind of just at the point where I want to learn more information, and I think it would be helpful to have conversations. And if anybody in the chat is an affiliate owner, I would be curious to kind of pick your brain on how you like, what is your decision making process on what affiliations you have for your gym. Caleb, I'm going unbroken. Okay, bet. What's your time going to be? Let us know. um Steven, we already said dogs, team dogs. I got 2 dogs. How did you not know this? I don't dislike cats, but dogs are the way to go. WTF, are you going to get if you affiliate with WTF? Do you mean World Fitness Project? WFP? What are you offering for affiliation? Yeah, Tactical Games have affiliates. I'm pretty sure that they offer a an affiliation. It's something it might not have launched yet. If they haven't yet, I know that they're in the process of it. They're also working with Training Think Tank for programming. That's coming down the pipeline for like their so they have this one guy, Sal Hernandez, who does all of their programming for like dry firing and like live firing. And then Jacob Hepner writes their, I think they call it their complete programming. He does the fitness side of it. I don't know how that all then ties in for what um, Training Think Tank will do and their affiliates. But yes, that is either happening or recently started happening. We have the cure to the worlds. What does that mean? With WFP and High Rocks, you're affiliated to a competition, whereas you're affiliated to a methodology with CrossFit. Oh, that's a good comparison note. So and yeah, and again, I don't know much about it yet. I just skimmed the article, I think actually right before I was on Gluten Things. But with WFP and High Rocks, okay, so it's a competition that you're affiliated with. Yeah, because the thing is with like my thought is with the CrossFit methodology, this is what I think, whether this is realistic or something that maybe other people have thought about, but you have World Fitness Project, you have High Rocks, you have Spartan races, you have DECA, you have Tactical Games, and probably some other obstacle course racing verticals. And they all, in some shape or form, use the CrossFit methodology. So if CrossFit could find a way to partner with these other, I'll call them fitness sports, I think that would be a smart way forward. Whether that's realistic, I don't know, because again, like each vertical wants to do their thing and they want to have their own onus and they want to monetize. And I don't blame them for that. But I just always go back to, rising tides lift all ships. And it's like, man, I wish that there was a universe that we could somehow all work together. And yeah, I'm not sure how that would be possible. You get another shot at a barbell. I do, but I actually deadlifting is like one of my least favorite lifts. And at 155, even though it's like, yeah, I love to see a heavier barbell, not for deadlifts. Isn't DECA a steroid? No, it's a DECA. I don't know. I know a couple people at one of my old affiliates that do DECA competitions. It's like a one-day thing. I think they have like air squats, maybe they have wall balls. Again, I don't know a ton about it, but it is one of those verticals. Since Tommy is doing World Fitness Project broadcast, does that mean you're not? Yes, that is correct. I am not doing World Fitness Project broadcast. Sean and I are not. Just Tommy from the Talking Elite Fitness team. How can CrossFit partner with these events that are actively interfering with their season? Yeah, Caleb, I think that that's a great question. And again, in a perfect world, everybody would sit in a room together and go to the drawing board and figure out what makes the most sense. How can we grow together? And I don't think that that is realistic because everybody has their own goal and their North Star, and they have their own ideas and how they want to monetize things. So in my head, live in a world where everybody plays nicely in the sandbox. Yeah, on paper it looks great, but what's the reality of the situation? And I don't think that that would really happen. Sagan, what's a bummer? They are collaborative, Caleb. And in some ways, I think that they are collaborative. And I do think that there is a world where they can all succeed doing their own thing. But at what point, and you can see the comparison with like Live and PGA, at what point do they kind of have to merge together or play nice together for the growth of both of them? So it will be interesting to see how that works. If collaboration meant they effed CrossFit's mom and never called her back. Ugh. Oh, yeah. I mean, a bummer, but I got other what's the phrase? Other cast irons in the fire. Other things in the fire, I suppose. Like I said, I'm doing women's elite rugby, which that's new, and one of my big 2025 goals was, hey, I want to cover a sport outside of fitness sports this year. So I'm excited about that. Just because I'm not doing the broadcast for WFP doesn't mean that I'm not going to, in some shape or form, cover the sport in the sense talking about it. And same with even the CrossFit Games season. Like at this point, I haven't been hired by anything by CrossFit Games, but I'll still cover it and I'll still talk about it. Well, I am doing the fittest experience, but those are independent competitions, so it's a little bit different. Do you believe in irons in the fire? Thank you, Allie. Do you believe in coincidences? I do know that there's a group of people that believe that there are no coincidences. I don't know that I believe never. And I also think that sometimes people see dots that they connect because it looks like it makes sense, but sometimes they're missing information or pieces to the puzzle. I personally don't like to jump to conclusions because then it sends me down rabbit holes and it just like isn't healthy for me and my brain. But sometimes that gives people a sense of security if they think that they've solved the puzzle, and even if it's wrong, they feel okay because that's their truth, even if it's not the real truth. Okay, hold on. You guys are on fire with these messages today. I can't keep up. Are WFP going to have a training department, or are they just going to copy the L1, L2 seminar training manual? If you're not, affiliation fees are just subsiding the competitions. Again, I don't know. I don't know enough about uh what they're doing with this affiliation program, if it's really happening, if it's not. I don't have enough information, so I don't really want to speculate. I got some cast iron seasoning in the oven. Oh, that's the best. I love making things with the cast iron skillet. Did TEF change their schedule on publishing episodes? So we did this week because Tommy is traveling for, I think, a bachelor party. So of course, this happens every time we record early and then a bunch of information comes out. Between that and even talking about the sale of CrossFit and the press release that they put out about it officially being for sale, we will talk about all of that on our podcast next week. Normally we release episodes on Thursday, sometimes Friday morning, but yeah, we released early because we recorded early. I haven't been hired either. We can be unemployed together. Yeah, story of my life is, hey, I'm trying to do the thing. I'm going to keep doing the thing, whether somebody hires me or if I hire myself. So, Caleb, I'm still waiting on your resume. I'm still looking at my inbox. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Where is it? It's not there yet. Oh my God. That was a funny one. Steven, which semifinal events do you plan on attending, either to cover or to go to for fun? So I won't be attending any for fun just because my schedule, I mean, I'm home a limited amount of weekends. So if I'm not getting hired for it, I'm just going to enjoy the live coverage from home like the rest of, or the majority of the people, I would say. So like I said, I'm going to the Fittest Experience in Oklahoma. I will be on their media/broadcast team. They haven't solidified exactly what type of coverage we're going to be doing, so I'll find that out in the next couple of weeks. And then what month would that be? And then yeah, I think that's the only one that I'm going to. Obviously, I'll go to the CrossFit Games. I mean, it's 2 hours from here. Whether I cover it with TEF independently or whatever, I'll be there and cover it in some capacity. So that's kind of what my schedule is going to look like. Also, those rugby ladies are going to turn you. No, I know that I like men. I am 100% certain. If someone finished 25.2, would you date? Do you mean would I date somebody if they finished 25.2? I don't know that that's a metric that I'm using to determine who I'm going to date. Sagan. Now we've just unleashed it, but I'm only going to refer to you by your first name. Will TEF do live episodes? We did a couple of times, and then we decided not to for a couple of reasons. One was because, like, honestly, the comment section, for whatever reason, like, people were freaking ruthless. We had Dave Lipson and Camille LeBlanc Bazinet on. I think both of them were on, and people, I don't know what was in the water that day, but they were just freaking ruthless. And then we started feeling bad, and we're like, maybe we're not going to do these live. But also, just with the way that we cut down our shows, we don't post the full thing. We post them in segments so that, if you want to listen to the whole thing, you can do that on the podcast format. If you don't want to listen to the interview, or you only want to listen to the interview or only the headlines, you kind of have a choice. So that was another reason why we did that too. Will you do 25.3 live for the people? I actually did that last year. For I think the first week of the open. I think maybe I did it live on Instagram. Do you guys want me to do it live? I'll be recording with my DJI, but I could do like a live on Instagram and maybe set that up. Like, the viewing experience might not be great because it depends on internet, and yeah, but I don't see why I couldn't do that. I probably won't have anybody running the camera because I'm going to need somebody to run my actual camera that I use for the YouTube videos. But yeah, I could set up a tripod with my phone if you guys want to watch me do 25.3 live. This chat is my resume. Caleb. No, I need an official documentation. Don't worry, I'm not going to let anybody know. It can be our little secret, but the day that I get it in my inbox, I'm going to be like, okay, now we're cooking. You finishing, 25.3? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's not a chance. My ass is still going to be on the rower. I already know. I know my weaknesses. What was the reason you decided to not sign up for the open? I feel like I've answered this a couple of times, but if you haven't heard my answer, I guess I will give it one last final time. It just didn't feel right for me. And I tried to think of, what does feel right at this time. And I'm by no means saying that I'm like not involved in CrossFit and not supportive of CrossFit, but just there were some things that just didn't settle right with my stomach, and it just didn't feel right to officially sign up for the open. So I thought, okay, what is a way that I can still support the methodology, support the affiliates, support the community? And that's why I still am covering the open. I'm still tagging CrossFit. I'm still saying CrossFit. It's not that I all of a sudden have jumped ship and I don't believe in this thing anymore and anti this and anti that. No, it's just at this time, signing up for the open didn't feel right for me. So I'm not going to do something that doesn't feel right just because I think people are going to be mad or upset with me. I try to be as real and honest and as authentic as possible. So what did feel right is highlighting the affiliates that give back to me and all of us day in and day out. So that's kind of the short end version of where I am and why I make decisions. I don't know, but there's a million decisions that we make every day. We don't know if they were right, wrong, and different sometimes until later in the week, later in the year, years later, who knows? We're all just doing our best. She has standards CrossFit. We want it live. Post pro is Caleb. Well, maybe at some point. I do these live with you guys. But even also, like, I think somebody last week asked why I don't do my interviews live. So right now in the bank, I have a Carrie Pierce interview and then Alexis Santos, which, okay, this was the most humbling thing I've ever heard. So Alexa Santos is on Instagram, Alexa, what's for dinner? And I did her interview earlier this week. And in 2023, she was freaking killing it. She didn't tell me how much money she made, but you can kind of allude to it because for one Instagram post, she was making 30K for one Instagram post. Like, oh, whoa. And it's funny because at our first job, that's about what we made in a whole year for a salary. So very interesting. But anyways, the reason why I do those in advance, I would have no problem doing those live and letting people interact in the chat. And maybe eventually we will. But right now with my posting schedule, I mean, it's been what, like 2 months since I've posted an interview because of scheduling, getting people getting back to me, trying to find a format. So I think the vision long term, at least for my channel here, I would like to do all of the interviews live. But right now I'm just trying to like get the ones I can, bank them, and then have a consistent schedule. Uh Guests need to toughen up if they're offended by the comments. It's not even that. I think it wasn't that they weren't tough about the comments. I think it was just a bit of a distraction for them because instead of being engaged with the conversation, they kept reading comments, and not even them. Like I think anybody would. Um, and I feel like you get the most realness from people if you can be really focused on having this deep conversation. Like, even think about if you go into a job interview, I'll never forget this. One of my professors told me in college, if you go in for a job interview and it's going really well, and you're there for maybe 2 hours, and the conversation is really great, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, can I please use the restroom? And you go pee and you come back. Picking up in that conversation where you left off is kind of hard. Like, if you can just hold your pee and suck it up and make it through, it just, maybe this isn't a great comparison, but this is what sticks in my mind. It just like, I don't know. It like it breaks and segments the conversation. It's a distraction. So it's not about not being tough enough because of the comments. It's about it being a distraction. So I can appreciate that. What's your email? Lauren, LAUREN, middle initial as in Mary. I wish I never did that. Khalil, KALIL @gmail.com. I will be waiting for the email. If you're a pro athlete and the internet offends you, you're not a pro athlete. Again, it's not about the internet offending people. It's about it being a distraction when you're trying to have like a really in-depth, authentic conversation with people. Your go-to night before the open meal. Ooh, good question. I know that the meal that I want afterwards is Chipotle every time with the chippies on the side. We love that. Before, I would say just my normal meals. My normal meals have shifted a bit because I work with Nutri-Meals now. So I would say I really like their, what is it? Steak frites. Those are really good. So, protein, carbs, some fats in the steak or whatever sauce I want to use on it, or maybe a little bit of butter. Chicken and rice, nothing crazy. Pretty basic. Would you do it another year? Sorry, you guys are talking too fast for me to play catch up. Would I do what another year? Would I do the open in another year? Possibly. Like I said, if that's what you're referring to, this isn't a bye forever. It's just at this time, this is what feels right. Ha, love Laur. Are you happy now, Barry? I'm in the wrong business. What business do you want to be in? When are you interviewing me? Taller than most. I don't know. Give me a topic to interview you about. As soon as you can have a little bit more positivity in your comments, that's when I will interview you. Yeah, what else? What else? I Oh, let's all get together this weekend and drink green beers together. Yeah, it actually is St. Patty's Day on Monday. I have a little bit of Irish in me, but I will not really be celebrating because like I said last week, I don't really drink. I do have 2 birthday party celebrations on Saturday, though. So first, my niece Blake turns 1. I am dressing up in a big, so every year I dress up in a big costume for like my niece or nephew's birthday. And this year I'm going to be SpongeBob in like this big blow up suit, and my mom is going to be Patrick. So that's how I'll spend the first half of my Saturday. And then the second half of my Saturday, I'm going out to dinner with my friend Sam and our big friend group, and we're going to celebrate her birthday. So it's going to be great. I'm Mr. Positive lately, available for interviews 9 a.m. my time. So 9 a.m. your time, I'm 6 hours behind you. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, no, that's right in the middle of my REM cycle. We are not doing the interview then. What's St. Patrick's Day? I mean, here in Syracuse, New York, there is a huge Irish community. I'll interview you taller. Yeah, Caleb, you should interview taller than most. You should interview Patrick and then send me the link so that I can watch. That'll be some entertainment. It's St. Patrick's Day, not patties or not patties or patties. Why? Oh my God. My dog's going crazy. Oh, I forgot about the poll that I put on Instagram. How could I forget? Oh no, I hope it hasn't disappeared yet. I am really upset with the internet though, because you guys answered it wrong. Let me go to it. We'll continue with the debate. Oh no, it's still up. Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to get to the bottom of this. What's more dangerous? And maybe dangerous was the wrong word, to be fair. Giving a stranger your phone number or meeting a stranger in real life in a public place. Do you guys hear that? My dogs are howling at something out there. I don't know what it is though. You're only 4 hours behind. That's not true. I'm 6 hours behind. Maybe with daylight saving time that screwed things up. Caleb, what's a REM cycle? Google it. Google it. Don't you wear a fitness tracker? It should tell you all about your REM cycle. Definitely meeting in real life. Okay, train to live. Okay, that's one person's idea. I'll let some other people get their thoughts in. You have an intruder. No, that door is locked. That would not be wise of somebody to break in here. Okay, so 83 people on Instagram say that giving a stranger your number is more dangerous. 125 people say that meeting a stranger in real life is more dangerous. Get your pink Sharpie. Oh my God, those dogs are psycho right now. I do have my pink Sharpie. You can only know what it is if I see you in real life. It's the only way. So I think, okay, Allie, phone number. Okay, so here's the thing. And I thought of this question more or less because of dating apps. That's where like this whole conversation is going to come full circle. I don't wear any trackers. I don't need anybody knowing where I am. Don't you have a cell phone? We can find where you are anyways. And that's the whole point of this conversation. So, okay, so think about it. And again, I'm only relating this specifically to like dating apps. So if you're on dating apps, you have your name or whatever name. You don't even need to give your real name, but you don't have your last name. You just have your first name. So say that like you're going to meet somebody in real life. You pick the place, it's going to be in public, whatever. You could, in theory, go there, never share your last name, leave, unmatch yourself on the dating app, and poof, you're gone. You're gone. All they have is your first name. I mean, you could use like, oh, Lauren Syracuse or Lauren CrossFit or things like that, and it makes it easier. But I personally am not a great test subject for this. But in theory, okay, we'll use Caleb as an example. Okay, so Caleb goes on a date. I know that you're married. So bad example, but we'll use Caleb. Okay, Caleb goes on a date. All this woman knows is his first name. He's like, I ain't vibing. She's a weirdo. We're leaving. You leave, poof, you're gone. They can never find you. I mean, never drive the same way twice. Have a couple of different routes so that nobody can follow you and stalk you, whatever. But they don't see you leave. Okay. If you give somebody your phone number, they can Google that. They can learn your full name. They can learn your job. They can learn the address of your job. They can learn the address of your home. Like, there's all of these things that they can learn about you from your phone number. So I would argue that giving your phone number in a way can be more dangerous than meeting in real life in a public place. I'm not saying like having somebody come over to your house or meeting down like a dark alley, none of that. So you can also block the number. Yeah, but now they have all of this information about you. Also, dating apps are shit. Stay off them. Yeah, Jeremy, I absolutely do not disagree. This is not me by any means promoting dating apps. That is not what we're doing here. I am just making a point that I think giving somebody your phone number gives them more access to you than just meeting somebody in real life with limited info. Yeah, we got a debate now. 1, they can drug you. 2, they can follow you. 3, if you drive, they can get your license plate. You can always change your number. It's not about the number. And the license plate thing, okay. If they see, okay, trained to live, I can see that theory. Getting your license plate number, you can retrieve all of that information as well. But then you're going to park down the block when they ask you if they can walk you to your car. You're like, my ass is 2 feet. I can walk myself to my own car. But what also brings me to something, maybe this was just the way that I was brought up, but what is up with men not opening the door for women? This might be a hot topic. I don't know. But I grew up and like between my dad and my brother, they would always open the door for us. But the same way that if I see somebody with their hands full, I'm going to open the door for them. Or if I see an elderly person, I'm going to open the door and hold it. But what is about men, like even like in their mid 30s, not opening the door for women? I don't know. Like to me, it's just, it's a pet peeve. And I don't know. It could very well just be me, but it's just like, when did we lose this? Who knows? Nico. These dogs are feral today. They can do it with photos you post. They can do it with photos you post on the apps if you post them on your socials too. Yeah, the reverse search. The whole world is dangerous. That's what we'll say. That's why I only give out my Snap. No, Caleb, because I learned the hard way. You give out your Snap, you get unsolicited dick pics. So I no longer have a Snapchat. That Nick gone. I had no clue about the Google thing. Yeah. Women killed chivalry. Jeremy, I'm very interested in this conversation. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Because men aren't men anymore, Olivia. Maybe I've just opened a whole can of worms. It is interesting though, because I did hear, I think Danica Patrick was, I forget what podcast it was on, but she just came across as I was scrolling Instagram reels, and she made a very interesting point saying like, what is this toxic masculinity? Like, I don't know why we need to identify a gender with being toxic. And I thought, that's a really good, or that's a really interesting thought process. Like, yeah, why isn't the person just toxic? Why don't they just suck? Like, I don't know. Very interesting. Caleb, I'm feral. Do women like entering a room first when they have a man with them? To me, it's not, honestly, I don't have a problem with that. Like, when a man opens the door, they can open the door and let you go first and then catch up and go before. I mean, now we're like really nitpicking and thinking too much of it, but I think it's just the concept of when did we stop like opening doors for people? Or like there was this one time recently where a guy like flew open the door and then like ran through, and I almost caught the door in my face because I'm like, holy shit, like you're running out of here like a banshee. What's happening? You have a call-in number? Too much to type. Oh, Jesus Christ. Um, no, I don't know how to do the call-in thing, and I don't have a roadcaster the way that everybody else does. I and I think that's the only way I can do it unless I give y'all my real number and put you on speakerphone, and we're not doing that. No, that defeats the whole purpose of this conversation. Kenneth, hello, welcome. I think some women still appreciate those types of values, but some want to be independent, for lack of a better word. Interesting. So, like, I mean, anybody that really knows me, I am very independent, very, very much so. But that doesn't mean that I still don't want somebody to open a door for me. And I don't think that that makes me any less dependent. Like, yeah, absolutely, I can open my own door and I'm happy to, but it's just very interesting when I think of a way that, huh, where at what point did we lose this? At what point did that stop? Because when men would do polite things like opening doors, you get told, "We don't need help." I think that that sometimes does happen. I would agree with that, but it's not everyone, and I think that people have become extremists, and we're really leaning into whatever you see the most of that. I don't know. I Just because somebody opens a door doesn't mean I think that I need their help, and even the concept of, like, I can save myself type deal, that doesn't mean that you still don't want to, like, be treated with care and softness, you know? Like, I gotta be independent and a hustler in 99% of my life and my day. Like, when I'm with a guy, I kinda do want, like, I want my soft side to be able to come out, but the men out here, they just don't allow that. They just don't allow that. It's weird. It's weird. The world was a better place before toxic femininity. So yeah, and that kind of was my point, that, like, I think regardless of your gender, you can be toxic. And trust me, like, I dated textbook toxic masculinity men, but that's just, bad choices. um, but I don't know. It is interesting. Women these days want their cake and to eat it too. Kenneth, men are the same way though. Like, we can play this, like, men against women game until the cows come home, but it's with both genders. I think it's very interesting because I feel like both genders really hate each other now, and we all want to prove that our gender is better and that we're right and all power to me and I'm better and I'm gonna, take you down. But I think we're both dealing with it in different ways. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Men need to wake up. Call Need a wake up call is what it comes down to. Yeah, I mean, everybody needs a little bit of a wake up call. Like, "Bish, I was just trying to be nice." Or you get, "I have a boyfriend." No, I would be like, "Hey, I don't have a boyfriend. Can you please hold the door for me?" Make me feel like, "Ooh, somebody held the door for me." I would call my mom, "Mom, guess what happened today?" Woohoo. Oh, such a bummer. Such a bummer. You nailed it with the extremist ideas. Yeah, like, why can't we just have conversations? Why can't we just talk? And yeah, my perspective is going to be very different than somebody else's perspective based on my experiences. That's how everyone is. That's what makes humans different. You've met me. I'm polite and complimentary in person. Taller than most. That is true. I'm negative online. Also true. And do hold doors, but it gets tired when it comes zero thanks. Oh, yeah. There honestly is there are things that I hate worse. But when you hold the door for somebody and they don't say anything, that makes me want to scream back, "You're welcome." I think I used to do that, but now I don't. Now I just bite my tongue and I'm like, "You're rude, motherfucker." But yeah, it is frustrating when you do offer a kind gesture and you don't get a thank you. Agreed. Remember the commercial that started it? Anything you can do, I can do better. Anything I can do better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. Yeah. I know that whole song. People used to dance to it in dance competitions. Bruce, it's been a while. Bruce, I don't think you've tuned into any of these live shows. Where have you been? What do you want to talk about? I don't care. What do you guys want to talk about? This show. Yeah, it's for me, but it's about the conversations with you guys. Truly, I make the headlines, but full stop there. You guys kind of create the topics. Kenneth giving a salute to Bruce. I was so happy that I got Bruce on camera at Wadapalooza, Miami to play my Gooder trivia game. First time chatter, long time listener. Well, good. It's great to see you here. Here for a good time, not a long time. Bruce is too busy hustling. Could be right. Oh my God, it's already been 40 minutes. We're really just chatting. Oh my God, Caleb, did you hear that? Is that an email from you? No, it's not. Amazon. Shocker. Ooh, am I delayed? Or is that just my screen? Another day, another dollar. I heard on one of your podcasts, your family lives in Southwest Florida. Need a Lauren drop in at my gym. What gym do you go to? My brother lives in like the Fort Myers, Naples area. And then my mom and dad have a condo on Marco Island. So yes, let me know. My brother went to the affiliate that Matt Torres owned. Was it CrossFit Naples, I think it was called. Before that, I would drop into Redline CrossFit. I don't think it's called that anymore, but it was like this massive, like just open space gym that I really, really liked. But everything was like rusted and it was like gritty and CrossFit 239 in Fort Myers. Okay, good to know. I will have to drop in next time I'm there. I'm trying to think of the next time I'll be in Florida. Honestly, probably not till winter, like around Christmas time. I think I'll go back. A big white dog. Saber, come. Look what I got. Come here. Got to taunt him with food. Big boy. There's peanut butter in these, so he'll like it. Got to make sure I don't give him the chocolate part. Because dogs are allergic. Oh, and now the little girl, Miss Miko. Come here. Up, up, up. Good. This is Saber. Oh, gentle. Good boy. Okay, down. Miko. Up, 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 up. Come on. Can you see a little snoot? This is Miko. Come on. Up. Miko. Up. Okay. Those are the dogs. Redline just closed. Oh, no. That's really sad. That was the first affiliate that I would go to when I would drop in or when I would visit my brother or go to my parents' condo. I know that they had a couple of different owners in the last couple of years. One of the guys, he worked for either the troopers or the police department. It was, yeah. And then I don't remember who owned it after that. That's a bear. Yeah. Don't break into my house because I have two. Oh, look at the teefers. I've got two big polar bears that will attack. Although Bruce does send me racist reels every day, I think it's his love language. Oh my God. Well, that's not good. Was that a dog? Yes, it was. Did you get your running in today? No, Allie. I actually was just writing my my coach today that he needs to program that for next week because today, you know, I could have woken up earlier and made time for it and I didn't. I got my taxes done today. So that was a big win for me. I'm working with a new merch department and her and I had some exploratory calls. So we're going to we're planning on some summer merch that we're going to launch, which is going to be really fun. So I got things done that I've been putting off. And in place of that, I did not run, but I absolutely could have woke up earlier to get my running in. So okay, Caleb didn't email me, but Patrick did, just casually sliding into the email DMs. Why is it Lauren.m.Khalil? How does that even work? That's not even my email address. That's really weird. There's no periods, or there shouldn't be, but somehow it still worked. Weird. Oh my God. Now my dogs are stuck and the cameras might be knocked over. We love the dogs. Yeah, we love them too. I love them too. Okay, so this is, whoa. Oh, this is Miko. See, hello. It was her birthday on Monday. She's 5. I think I'm gonna actually bring them to the CrossFit Games. I forget who in my DMs I was talking to about teaming up with some kind of like whether it's like the Humane Society or some kind of like adoption agency though, to do like a like sip and pet or whatever, like the day before the CrossFit Games start. So like when people are already there and have like dogs and happy hour, and I don't know. That's the idea that's baking in my mind. So the floofs, mwah, love them. Happy birthday, Miko. She says thank you. What did he say? I read the email. Just casually sliding into the email DMs. That is what the email says. Life admin. Yeah, I had to take care of those things. Last year, I had to get an extension on my taxes because I waited too long. And then I didn't realize how much money you had to pay when you want an extension. So after getting hit with that extra fee, I was like, we're not going to do this again. We are going to actually be prepared this year and organized. So yeah, I got that done. Life things. What else did I do today? Did some social media stuff. Hi. The dogs are just so happy. They just smile at me. Oh, I'm almost done with the TV show Younger. Oh, it's so addicting. Oh, I talked to, oh, wait till you guys see my Instagram reel for like a tactical games promotion for tomorrow. I shot that outside and it was like 40 degrees today, but it's going to be in Florida. So I was in like a bathing suit and a cover up, and it's like cheesy because I'm leaning into my cheese era. Like, how can I make these kind of fun, but cheesy? You know, who knows? That's it. Lame. Yeah. I mean, today was movie is Snatch. Huh? Gotta make a sharp exit. Need some sleep. Okay. Bye, taller than most. Younger is such a good show. Yes, it's so good. It's one of those like easy, mindless shows to watch too, that I can kind of be doing other stuff while it's happening. And sometimes I'll like pause and rewind because I'm really interested. Like, at what point is her life going to blow up and people realizing she's 42 and not 26? Very invested in that. And like, who is she going to be with, Josh or Charles? And I don't know, depending on the season and the episode, like I don't know who I'm rooting for. It changes daily. So if anybody is looking for a good mindless show to watch, Younger, it's on Netflix. It's very good. Cheese era. Keeping it real is stuck in a cheese era. He brings the what is it? The spray cheese. He's like a can of spray cheese. That's really funny. Um Yeah. You know, just leaning into it, leaning in. Oh, man. Yeah, and then tomorrow I will go grab lunch with some friends in Utica. Before then, I drive to Albany for the Friday Night Lights, which is gonna be really fun. CrossFit Avitas. I'm really excited to team up with them, do the workout. I'll make sure that I set up my camera for a live. That'll be fun. Just wait until you get to the end. Train to Live, you're already done with it? Oh, no. Because I don't think that they're making the show anymore. I mean, there's 7 seasons. I don't wanna say, like, how fast I've gone through them all. But I also work from home and sometimes the TV is on just as like background noise. So I use that as my excuse. But I think, yeah, I don't think they're making any more episodes. I'm really nervous. Oh my God, just wait till the end. Now I gotta know. I gotta know. Maybe I'll even Google what the spoilers are. I actually don't feel like that spoils the show for me. Like if I know the ending, I'll still watch it. It doesn't bother me. It just like then gives me more details. I don't know. What else? Trying to think if anything else is happening. Yeah, it's over, but I binged it. Yeah, I mean they're like 20 to 22-minute episodes, so they're a real easy watch. Oh my God, I'm covered. Yes, I'm covered in your dog here. Sorry, I don't know if that was loud in anybody's ears. Yeah, I don't know what show I'm gonna go on to next. My friend Amanda, one of the owners of Tactical Games, what did she tell me today? Oh, she said Shrinking on Apple TV. I gotta watch that. So that's on the list. Oh, who here watched Mufasa? Anybody? I mean, don't get me, I love Disney movies, so obviously I watch it. But that soundtrack was terrible. Why is Scar saying bye bye every third word? You're supposed to be scary and intimidating, and right now, like, you just sound like a child. And granted, like, he kind of was like a kid during this time, but that soundtrack is so bad. So bad. How is it Disney? I was very upset about that. I can't get over it. I can't. Oh, Shrinking is good. Okay, Caleb. I'll trust that. That'll be the next thing on tap. And Severance. Okay, I started a couple episodes of Severance, but I couldn't really get into it, but I've heard from several people that it's very good, so I think I need to just like lean in. Have you watched Lioness? No, I haven't seen that one. And Bad Monkey on Apple. So the problem is I don't have Apple right now, so like when I get it, I'll like do the free trial and then try to binge whatever I need to before the free trial is up, or only pay like 1 month of it. So that'll be my game plan. Movie was such a letdown. Does every villain need an unfortunate backstory? I mean, kind of, because like every shitbag probably has a sad upbringing. You know, there's not every, some people are just narcissists and psychopaths, but for a lot of people, like there's a reason why they are like that. So knowing the backstory, I was excited to watch it. I don't think that the movie was bad, just the soundtrack was so bad. And for Disney movies, like the soundtrack makes or breaks the movie a lot of the time. Reacher is pretty cool. Okay. 1,000 Blows was good on Hulu Disney. Okay. Starts slow as fuck. Okay. That makes me feel better, Caleb. That I gotta just, buckle down and watch. I'm trying to think of what other show was like that. And I went back and watched a couple episodes because I was like, Yellowstone. That's how I felt about the first like 2 or 3 episodes of Yellowstone. I stopped watching it. And then everybody was talking about Yellowstone. So recently, this past like the beginning of winter, maybe it was still fall, I watched Yellowstone and ended up really, really, really liking it. So just got to give it a second chance. But okay, Severance. Let me put it in my notes section. Severance. Okay, I will do that. And any good movies? I'm not really a big movie person. I prefer like TV shows because then I can watch it over a longer course of time. Where what is she doing? Yeah, but we'll see. Okay, that's about it. I know we're just under an hour, but it's almost 8 p.m. My eyes are starting to hurt. Going from glitting things straight to this, that is a lot of talking. That's a lot of staring into these bright lights. It was so much fun, though. I really enjoy chatting with both of them. If you guys don't follow them, go over to Glint Things on Instagram and YouTube. Two of, the nicest people and just great at having open conversations with a lot of different people in the space, which I think is really cool to see. We did a live show today, so if you're interested in watching that, you can go to their channel and see it. Always a good time catching up with both of them. I'm here for the Caleb resume watch party. Caleb, when you finally send me your resume, I'm going to share screen it and we'll go through and we'll nitpick like, okay, good, needs improvement. Ooh, we don't like that. We'll really go through it with a fine pick tooth comb. Fine pick tooth comb. Yeah, something like that. Ooh, Punisher was better than Daredevil. I have seen Punisher and that's really good. That's a baddie show. Yellowstone was so great. I sold all the set furniture you see to a Hollywood company that used it for the show, made some bank. Oh my God, Olivia, that's really cool. What that should be like when people ask you like 2 truths and a lie, like that should be yours because that's really interesting. You're not wrong, CrossFat, but I don't think Lauren is the Punisher type. Yeah, I am. I watched that and loved that show. That was chef's kiss. Maybe you don't know me, Jeremy. Maybe you think you do, but you just don't. It's funny because today when I was doing merch with this woman, her name is Paige. She's from what is the company? 13 Fit Apparel. So she's originally 13 Fit Apparel. She's actually originally from this area. Her and her husband moved out to the Colorado, I think. And so like after our call, I sent her just like some notes and I was like, I would explain my style, a mix of super girly with sparkles, flowers, hot pink, with badass guns, skulls, and hardcore shit. Like somehow I'm both. Like I don't know what that turns into. I don't know how that's a style. But that's how I explained my style to her. And when you're saying like I don't seem like the Punisher type, like yeah, I like that kind of stuff too. But anyways, I bet she loves the Punisher dude and his smolder. I mean, not wrong. Not wrong. But is that the type we should go for? No. We've been there. Doesn't lead to anything good. Okay, guys, this was so much fun as always. Oh, let's look at the schedule for next week. Next week, we will go back to our normal time of 5:30, 6 o'clock around that time. This is a little bit later than what we normally do, but like I said, I was on Glint Things, so we had that first. And yeah, we'll be back into our normal cadence on our Thursday lives, really for the foreseeable future. Thank you, as always, for jumping into the conversation. These have become so much fun. I really enjoy just chatting with you guys, answering questions. Jeremy, date soon. And, just keeping it real by having some fun chats. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Send this to a friend, get more people to join into our chats and conversations. And if there are certain topics that you guys want me to cover, just shoot me a DM or, just add it into the conversation and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Time for dinner. Dinner.